Welcome to the channel. In this video, we will demonstrate on how to create this canvas user interface in PowerApps. We will start in developing the menu navigation. Then we will show on how to create text field or button with icon through layering of elements. We will also develop multiple interfaces using gallery. So if you're excited, let's head over to PowerApps. In the canvas, let's change first the name of the screen. Instead of Screen 1, change it to Dashboard. Now, we can change the fill background of the screen by going to its fill properties. Then click the color fill icon and add a custom fill F7, F7, F7. This will give you a light gray fill in the canvas which really matches the light theme we want to achieve. For better appreciation, we will paste the menu navigation and let's inspect the elements that we will create and how it was layered inside the container. First, we inserted one vertical container for both header and menu navigation. Then we add horizontal container and an image on it that will contain the direct link for our app image. We can simply paste image links in an image similar to this. Then we add blank flexible gallery inside the container. This gallery primary data source contains information such as section name and image link. This image link is an SVG icon. This will help us to further manipulate color of the icon when page is selected. There can be multiple ways to do this, but this approach seems to be the fastest and easiest way during development. Now, inside the gallery we added elements such as button and images. The button will hold the value of section name based from the gallery data source, while the image element will have the value of SVG icon in each row of the gallery. While for the gradient background color, it is simply an image of a gradient image. There are other options like using SVG, but our goal is to show to you on how to layer elements in the canvas. So let's create a sample of this navigation. In the canvas, insert a vertical container. Move it to the left corner of the canvas. Then do pre-formatting like adjusting the size of the container. Also, remove the border radius and the drop shadow to none. We will create a copy of the parent container, then change the direction to horizontal. Then we will adjust other formatting such as removing the flexible height so it won't follow the height of its parent container and will have its own height. So, from 768 we can change it to 100. We can now put our image element by inserting image inside the container. We will then set its flexible width properties turned on because we want the image width to always follow the width of its parent container. In the image, paste the link of the app icon. Now we're done with creating the header icon. We can start creating our menu navigation. To start, let's insert a blank flexible gallery. Then paste the data source of the gallery. Take note that we will need items here, such as name of the section and the actual SVG code. Let's change some properties in the gallery such as template padding to 0 and template size to 45. Then inside the gallery, let's add our image element that will hold the value of the SVG code. We will manually place it to the left side of the row. Then, we will add an encode URL function. With this function, we will be able to allow PowerApps to read the SVG icon properly and show it as an image. Take note that we can dynamically change the color fill of the SVG code. This is one of the techniques that you can learn even you're just starting. We can manually move any elements inside the row of the gallery. Then let's add a button element in the right side of the image. For properties, we want to make it a transparent button. We will remove border thickness and background fill. While for the color of the text, we will select black for now. While for the text alignment, it should be aligned left and font size is 12. Then for the text value, we will add a function this item.sectionName. This will automatically capture all section names from the gallery data source. Let's select the container and gallery elements and change its width to parent.width. Again, this will allow us to dynamically change the size of the elements inside the container automatically when there is movement in the width or height of the parent container. For the last element, we will add image element by copying the first image icon. Then we will manually resize its width. In this example, we had already uploaded an image with the name green gradient, and we are just calling its name to be used by the image. Change the image position to fill, then send the image to back of all elements. This will give us now an effect of having a gradient background button in our menu navigation. For now, let's change the font color of the button to white. Then we will add a function that if the name of the active screen is equal to name of the section in the gallery, then font color is white. If not, then the font color is black. Let's also change the hover fill and color of the button to transparent. While for the SVG icon, we will create in a function where if the active screen name is the same as the name of the section in the gallery, then SVG fill color is white. If not, then the color fill should be black. To test this, let's change the color of the active screen to dashboard. You can see that the color fill of the SVG and the font color of the button text is now white, while for the others, the color is black. Finally, for the green gradient image, the idea is still the same, that if the active screen is the same as the section name in the gallery, then it should be visible. If not, it must be not visible in the row. The rest of the step is more of adjusting other properties like radius, font color, font type, height, and width. So have fun in doing the steps based on your own design as well. Now, in this part of the demo, we will add our section header. Our section header is composed of search field, new product button, and 3 placeholder icons for navigation. Let's develop these elements. Let's start with adding a horizontal container. Inside the container, we will add an image. Then we will paste the SVG code as image. Inside the container, we can add text input element. Let's select both elements, then set the height to parent.height. For the width of the text input, we will create a function to follow parent width minus the width of our icon. This will ensure that the width of the text input will not exceed the total width of the container. Then let's remove the default text and add hint text search items. While for the border, we will set it to 0, and border radius is 0. We will remove the border thickness of the container, radius to 0, and drop shadows to none. Let's resize the icon to a smaller width, including the container. We will also adjust the left and right padding to 5. Now for the button, simply copy and paste the design we had. Then we will change the text field to a button. As you would know, we will make this button transparent. But first, let's set the text to new products, then the border thickness is 0, while border radius is 0 and color fill background is transparent. We will change the hover fill to transparent as well. Then let's change the width and height of the button to dynamically follow the size of its parent container. We will change the SVG icon to a plus sign icon. While for the background, we can select a fill color, for example a green color. Then change the font color of the button to white. While for the icons, we can simply copy and paste a pre-formatted image element and change its value to another SVG code. We will group all these elements into one by embedding it inside a container. Go to Insert, then add a horizontal container. You can manually resize the container. Then select all elements, copy, then paste it inside the container. Also, change the container alignment to center. This will automatically remove the automatic height control to these elements. Now, if you're wondering how to add spaces in between, there is workaround to make it. You can simply insert a rectangle shape inside the container. Move it to in between the elements you want to have a space on. Then change its properties to flexible width. And finally, change its color background to transparent. You can also set left and right padding properties to the container for better white spacing. The cards here are really easy to replicate. Let's inspect the composition of these cards. As you can see, it is composed of labels and image elements only. Therefore, this is something we can develop immediately. In your canvas, insert a regular container. Then add text label elements. We will change the text value. Say for example, the label is total revenue. Add another text label, where it now contains the total actual or value of the revenue. We will change some formatting in the labels. For the value label, we will make it bold. Then let's add an image element. This image will serve as our green gradient background in the container. And finally, let's add a simple icon for this card. And change the font color of the labels for easier visibility of the text inside the card. To make a copy of this card, simply copy and paste the element and align it accordingly in your design. Now, let's inspect this horizontal image gallery of employees. As you can see, it is a gallery. Then inside the gallery there are labels and image elements. For the data source, it contains items such as name of the employee and image link only. Since this is a sample UI only, we will hard embed all images in the gallery. To do that, let's manually import all employees and Sage directly in the canvas. Once all images are imported, let's insert a horizontal gallery. Then inside the gallery, we will insert elements such as image and label elements. Take note that the data you see in this gallery is a sample data only. We will change the data source in a bit with the table function. So in the data source, we will follow simple item listings such as name of the employees and name of the image embedded in the canvas. Feel free to change this if you have a list of employees from O365 connector. As you can see, the gallery automatically detects some contents of the elements immediately.